Now I want to occupy this mobile name. I don't want to repeat again and again. I want it to be occupying this particular 4 rows for me. Then what I am doing is I'm going to use an option what you call row span. I'll be using it. Row span is equal to what you want. Now example, I just we started the coding part here. So now I said row span is equal to 4, and then I'm writing only once mobile there. The next one I'm not when I'm going for the next row. Okay, this is for the first row now. I'll write a comment over there. So this is my row number 1. So what I'm doing is I'm writing mobile and everything I'm writing. So when you talk about the row number 2, so here the next row is starting for me. So in the row number 2, when it is going to start, I'm not specifying the mobile there. Okay, the product description I'm not given. So when I'm talking about the row number 3 also, I will not define the product description. I'm not having it. So I'll have some value. Okay, I want one more column, one more row I want it. So I'll just duplicate this one. So this is my row number 4. Okay. Now I'll save this, go to the output that is into your browser. Now I'll refresh my page. Now you see the mobile is being duplicated and it's automatically being occupying this particular 4 rows it is going to occupy for me. Understood? Mobile is going to occupy me 4 rows it is going to occupy. If I wanted to occupy 4 rows, then so what I'm doing, I'm using an option called row span here. Row span is equal to what is the value. So how many rows you want to? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows I want to occupy. Then I have defined it as 4 rows for me, row span. Then we have the alternate one more method with like now let us say something you want to occupy this multiple columns you want to occupy. If you want something to occupy multiple columns, now for example, let us say I'm using some other information I'm going to use it. So what we will display. Okay, for example, let us say, so I'm displaying the information like students information, I'm going to show it here. Okay, so I'm going to show the student information. Like for example, I'm showing here a serial number. So this one, I want to have name of the student. Then, so I want to have here marks I want to have. Okay, I want to have the marks. Now below this, so here I want to have the marks in subject 1, marks in subject 2, marks in subject 3, I want to have it. Then along with this one, so what I want to do is this marks should be occupying for me these columns. Okay, these columns I wanted to occupy. So what we are doing is we want this marks should be occupying these columns for me. And at the same time, this name I want to have occupying the next row like this. And this serial number also should be occupying for me the next row. Okay. So these 2 rows should be combined. These 2 rows should be combined or they're merged. And these 3 columns are going to be merged for me. And this M1, M2, M3 will be acting as the individual columns for me. Right? You understood how we are going to do it? Okay, let's see this. So this is one thing that you have used it. So I'll do one thing. I'll just copy down. The example, I'm just pasting it over here. Now I want to have slightly different. I want to have it. So I want to have the heading. I want to have the heading as student marks. I want to have the heading as student marks. Right. Then, so I want to have the row, table row I'm taking, and then I'm taking a header there. So header is, now this is serial number. Okay, let's have a look at the things. Serial number, I wanted to occupy 2 rows, name also 2 rows. So what I do here, th. Now I wanted to occupy 2 rows. I'll say row span is equal to 2. I'm writing it. Then, so I want to have student name. I'll write the shortcut stu name I'm writing. This one also I want to occupy 2 rows for me. Then, so marks is there. So marks I want to have the call span there. So I'll write call span is equal to 3. That is what we mean here. So I want it to occupy 3 columns here, right? Okay. Then I'm writing call span is equal to 3. I'm writing, and then this is marks. Okay. So in the next line, these two anyhow, these two are going to occupy the next rows, and these M1, M2, M3 I want to display it here. Then for that, so you write the TH M1, that is mark 1, M2, and this is my M3. I'll save it. I'll go back to my go to the browser, and then I'll refresh my page. Okay, right? You see that there is no what is wrong with it? Marks TH. Okay, I didn't add the row there, so I need to supposed to close the row. So only when I close the row, you'll see it's going to occupy the next one for me. Okay, then next row. I'll save this. Sorry, I'll go to the browser, refresh. Now you see the serial number is 2 rows. STU name is 2 rows. Marks, it is going to occupy 3 columns, and then M1, M2, M3. Right? You understood there what we did? So I want to display the student data there, TR. Then I'm using my TD. So it's a serial number 1. Then I want to have name of the student, TD. Okay, let us say that you're writing some name, Mohan. Then TD. So marks in first subject. Then marks in second subject. Then marks in the third subject. I'll save, I'll tab to switch to the browser. Then you see that it's going to show me here, right? So you understood this? Understood this part?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we want to have a small assignment we'll have now. Okay. So what is the assignment that we want to have now is, so I want to have a table. One minute. So I want to have a table like thing now. So basically I want to have, okay, 3 columns will take. So, and then let us say multiple rows you are going to have it. Okay. So what we want to display in this one, I want to display the student data. Okay. Sorry, my profile. So I want to show my profile there. Okay. You call it as my profile, or you call it as a resume, or whatever you call it as. So let us use something called a resume. Now this message, what is their resume, right? So we want to put it into the, so I want to put it in the center of my screen. That is my table caption. I want to have it. Okay. Now here, so we want to have the information to be displayed here. So how the information, what is that information that we want to display, that we'll see. So this is the assignment part for you. So now here you're going to have the name of the student. So here you're going to have the name. So for example, name, okay, let us say you're going to have the name as Raju. See, I'm using it. So the name is Raju. Now, okay, like this, you understood what the information that you want to display. So you want to display your resume, that is what is your name, what is your qualification, okay, all that things, whatever you wanted, want to have it here. Now here I want to place something what you call a photo here. Now I want to place a photo here. I want to place a photo. So we want to have a photo over here. Okay, so you display the name here, right? And then, okay, you can show some qualification, right? You can have one more table can be used for the qualification. What is your where your class 10, all that. Okay. Basically, so I want to display your resume information to be displayed for me. So using the table information. So you understand what is the main assignment for us? We want an assignment to be, you need to design the assignment part. So where you're going to design a web application or a web page you're going to design. So where your resume is going to be displayed for us. So try displaying this resume in a beautiful format. Take out some, use a table design and then try to display it in a good format for us. Okay. So any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
When I want to submit, sir? Tomorrow?
You can submit it today, possible. So
Okay,
or
sir.
you can take time and submit it tomorrow. No issues.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. So this is what basically your resume should be displayed for me. So I want a photo also to be placed.
Okay.
If your photo is not available, at least you try to have some photo, but try to
Okay.
have a good design. You try to have it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So see that you are going to have it in a good design. Right. So I want your, but basically you want a resume to be designed in your HTML page. Okay. So when I talk about these different tags, what we are going to have it. So I don't think I'll just copy down this. Now we are going to use the column span and row span. Now, when you talk about the tab, okay, different tags, what you're going to talk about. Now, this tr, td, th, caption tag, and then table tag. In this one, we also have the tags like t body, we are going to have it. So that is nothing but the table body. Okay, we have the two footer is there, right? So t footer tag, we have it. So that is going to be, when you want to have the body of your table to be designed, you can use t body. So if you want to design the footer, you can use a t footer can be made use of. Okay. This extra tags you can make use of it, which is a part of your table data only, right? Then we have different attributes are going to be there. So what are the attributes that we have is, so one of the attribute that I'm going to have is what is called width. Okay, we have an attribute called width. So what is this attribute called width means? Width is an attribute. It's going to specify. So what is the width of the columns and all, table width and all that you can specify. So for example, here, if you look in the design what we have done, the table is there for me somewhere in the left for me. It's not occupying the complete page. It's not occupying. I want it to occupy the complete page. Then what I do is, so when I'm going to have my design work there, okay, so I'll say border, I'm specifying it. I'll say width is equal to 100%, I said. So when I say percentage, so it is going to occupy the whole page, it is going to occupy, or it's going to spread across the complete page, it is going to spread for me. Now you don't want it to occupy the whole page. Now let us say that you want to occupy, the table has to occupy only half of your page, then you can specify width is equal to 50%, you can give it. So when I say width is equal to 50%, then you see that the table will be occupying half of your window size, right? Okay, now let us say I'm giving the width is 100%, I'm giving, and then if you look in there, so the column sizes and everything are going to be, the sizes are going to be uneven for me. If I want to have the even sizes, I want to have it, or you want to have a different size for the serial number, I want to have a different size, you can define that. So I'm going to give row span, and then I'll give width is equal to, I'll say this is only 10%, I'll give it. I want this one to occupy 10%. Now I'll just refresh my page. You see that the width is going to decrease for me. Okay, like that. I want to have the marks also, you want to decrease the width. You can have the unequal width can be defined by using the width option. So, right. So I'm going to give here the width is equal to, so let me make it 40% I'm making. So then you see that it's going to take 40% there. like this, you can specify the width also can be specified for each and every column, right? Where you are defining what is the size it is going to occupy out of my page size. You can define that. If you are not defining this width, what happens is by default it will be aligning to itself to the complete, I mean, instead of occupying the complete page, the text, whatever the borders you are seeing it, the borders are going to be aligned, or it is going to be text fit. So whatever the text is there around the text, you see the borders are going to be fit for us. Okay, then so we have other options are there, like what you call cell padding. We're having it. We have the option attributes called a cell padding. So what is this cell padding? We'll see this. Okay. Now here, when I'm going to define this border, I mean table, so I'll define the option called cell padding. So I'll say cell padding is equal to, I'll give 5 pxi. Okay, I'll let me give 15 pxi. Px stands for pixels there. Okay, let me remove the width part. I'm not going to give the width here. I'll just save this. Alt tab. I'm going to my browser. Then I'm using a refresh now. So when you say that, so you see now there is a space is being added here. Okay. So between this is your content. M1 is your content. After that, the space is being added for me. You'll see the space is going to be there between your content and the border of your cell. Right, you see the mean distance is there. There is a small distance is being added, as what you call the gap is being added for you. The space is going to be added after your content and the border of the cell. Okay, let me show you one more example. We'll take, I'll do one thing, I'll just copy the same thing, same table, I'll copy it so that we can see the differences there. So for one, I'm not giving the padding. For one, I'm giving the cell padding. For this, now that is, this is one. So I'll just say paragraph without padding. Okay, the top one, the above one is going to be with padding for me. So the above one, the above table is with pad for us. So with padding. So what we are doing now, the padding we are going to give what 15px we have set the padding. Save it. Let's go back to the browser. Then so refresh the page. Right, you see this is with padding 15px. Now this is without the padding. You can see the difference there. So this space, what is there between this content of the cell and the border, there is more here. The gap is going to be more here because we added the padding of 15px we have added. So for this, there is no padding. That's why you see the less space there. Then we have one more attribute, what we call it as so we have one more attribute, what you call cell spacing we are going to have. So we have one more, cell spacing is there. So now, sorry, once let's see what is going to be this cell spacing. Okay, I'll use the same thing. I'll be just making use of it. Those two, I'll be just copying it down. Okay, now we'll see. We'll say one with cell padding. Sorry, we already seen the cell padding. So now I want to have the cell spacing I want to have. So instead of using cell padding, we are going to use spacing now. Cell spacing, cell padding and cell spacing. Oh, give me a minute. It's gone out of my memory. Cell. Okay. So let me refresh the page. Now you see, no. We should be getting a gap here between the rows. What is that? Attribute rows, call span, cell padding. Okay, no issues. I'll tell you later. I'll just get back to you. Now we want to have cell spacing. We want to use it. So what is that cell spacing means? So when you see into the output there, so it's going to give me a space there. So between one cell and another cell, you see a gap there. So this is called cell spacing there. Cell padding means it's a space between your content and the border of your cell. Okay, so we have cell padding and cell spacing for us. Cell padding is, it is a space or what you call a gap. So between the content and border. Now cell spacing. So this is the space, okay, between the cells. Okay, so it is between the cells. The space is going to be there. Cell padding is a space between your content and the border for us. Okay, so if you want, you can define the cell spacing also can be defined. Okay, it depends upon your requirement, how you want the content to be displayed. You can use a cell spacing and cell padding can be made use of. Just copied that example also over here. Okay, so you understood there. So when I want to have the cell padding or what cell spacing I want to have it, then you can define what you want it. You want to have the padding, you want to have padding is nothing but the space between this and the border. Okay, then you want to have spacing is going to be there, cell spacing. So the space between these two, right, between the cells. Now here there is no space for me. It should be spacing. So this is without the cell spacing. Okay. For example, let us say you want to have more space to be there. So what I do is, the first example, I'll make the spacing is equal to 5px. Px stands for the pixels. Okay, now this one, I'll make cell spacing is equal to, I'll say, okay, some 50, okay, 20px I'm giving it. So you can see both will be having a different spacing. So this is 5px we are given. This is 20px. So you can see the difference, the distance between this one cell and another cell is less here because we gave it as less spacing. And here it is going to be more because we gave the more spacing we gave it here, right? So this is, it's a cell spacing. I have used the 20px we have used. Now this one I'm using cell spacing. It's only 5px I'm using. To show the differences, I have taken one as 5px, the other one is 20px I have taken, so that we people can see the difference there, so between this and that. Okay. So like this, what you can do, you can have that cell padding can be given, spell spacing can be given, all these things can be done. Okay. So if you don't want the borders, it's not necessary to give the borders. You can leave the borders part there. Okay. Right. Okay. Any questions over here? You understood? Okay. These are the some of the main attributes and the tags which are related with the table for us. You can use them. So, right. So what is the assignment I gave you? I gave the assignment is to display your resume with photo. I want it with photo. I want your resume to be displayed. Right. In case, okay, try. You can have your photos can be there. You can try to have it. Okay. And important thing is what? Don't use the absolute part. Don't use absolute part. Okay. Now, how you are going to send me the assignment part? Okay. Take a snapshot. Take a snapshot and submit. Right. You take a photo of it and then you'll be sending it to me. Right. Okay. So everybody has a laptop, or they only mobile you are having it?
I'm
So we have the app which you can make use of it for designing of your HTML pages, JavaScript pages, and the cascading style sheets. So using this app, you can do the editing, you can do it, and you can also see the result. It's a simple app. You will be having two tabs will be there. So one side you'll have the editing is going to be there. Right side you'll have the output. Just when you click on this output, automatically you'll see the outputs are going to be shown for you. Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Then what else? Fine.